Hey guys, this section of violence, guys, I cash. I do this really well. Obviously, there's things I could improve on. For example, um, there's a few picks this week I'm not a fan of. I didn't do too well for PFL. But man, let's get into uh this event, UFC. So we had Karine Silva versus Marina Moroz. So Karine Silva showed some striking that I've never seen from her before. Looked really effective on the feet. Showed some nice power. Um, yeah, and she dropped Moroz on one occasion. Um, Forced her to try to take her down, which allowed her to secure a guillotine choke. Can't remember how it actually happened. I can't remember if it's from a takedown or if it's from a transition on the ground. All I know is Karine Silva is a beast, and I think next fight for her should be someone like Lipsky. I think that would make the most sense. Moving on, we have Andrea Lee versus Natalia Silva. First round, Natalia Silva peppers Andrea Lee and just does not stop. She's so quick. She's very, very dangerous. She couldn't, hurt Lee. She like wobbled her on one occasion, but could never really get the job done. But yeah, Natalia Silva easily dominated to a 30-27. Yeah, good win for Natalia Silva. Andrea Lee is on her way out of the UFC. Moving on. I actually I think Natalia Silva should fight Casey O'Neill. That should give her enough time to, nurse up injuries, enjoy the holidays, and fight O'Neill in the new year. Moving on, Andre Petrosky versus Gerald Meerschaert. So this is where my frustration started. I thought Meerschaert won the fight. Round one was all optics. I thought Meerschaert edged it, but it could have went to Petrosky. Round two is easy Petrosky. Round three was what could have been a 10-8, in my opinion. Only because of how it ended. If he didn't end it like that, then in my opinion, it would have been 29-28 Petrosky. Um, but in my opinion, it should have been a draw. Which maybe even a split going Meerschaert's way. Unfortunately, we didn't get the split. If it was like a Volk Islam situation. If it was any more time, we would have got the finish. But unfortunately, we were out of time. And Petrosky, the cardio machine, pulls away with the squeaks away with the win. Definitely satisfied with my Meerschaert pick, but really wish it was a +35 pick. I'll keep that in mind for next time. But man, Meerschaert showed a lot of heart and kept coming, kept trying to win the fight, and he showed that dog in him. So yeah, I'm not gonna count that as a loss. It's a loss on my record, but it's not a loss in my heart. So yeah. But yeah, I think Petrosky should fight Paul Craig, or maybe Chris Curtis when he's healed. I think that makes the most sense. Moving on, we had Cody Gibson versus Bracatona, fight of the night, one of the fights of the year, especially that third round. That was just insane. Bracatona is honestly a serial killer. He is ridiculously violent. He's got a good chin. He's always down to scrap. Cody Gibson talked a lot of crap about Katona, calling him a boring fighter. This shut up all the boring fighter talk. He backed up Gibson and he hurt him on multiple occasions. I thought Katona dominated the fight. And, he won the fight 30-27, in my opinion, won 29-28 on some of the judges' scorecards, I think. But yeah, good win for Katona. I think you should get someone like Quinones next, just to show the guys like Quinones don't belong in the UFC. Good win for Katona. Yeah, moving on. Kurt Hollabaugh versus Austin Hubbard. Man, Hubbard is not. not meant for the UFC. He is just not elite. He can't take being the nail. He breaks down. Um, he's Kurt Holloway is 36 years old, but man, he is good. He has good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good boxing. He doesn't kick a whole lot, but man, he's gonna be a problem for some of these guys. I don't ever think he'll be a champion, but he's gonna be a problem for some of these guys. And yeah, congratulations to Kurt Holloway. I think the next fight for him should be McKinney. I'd really like to see him fight McKinney. It'd be an interesting fight for sure. Moving on, we have Gregory Rodriguez versus Dennis Tululin. Tululin's yeah, he's gonna be on his way out of the UFC. He could try to appeal for the hit to the back of the head, but I don't think it will work. I think Rodriguez is on his way to fighting Shabazian or Andre Muniz. While Tulun is on his way out of the UFC. Rodriguez finally showed his fight IQ that I knew was in there somewhere. Showed great his grappling is really good. Wrestling could use some work, but he's got great judo, strong, and work trains at a good gym that has a good wrestling coaches. So he got Tululin down, and once he got on top, it was over. Just nasty ground and pound, and yeah, could have been arguable to the back of the head, but I think they were fair. Good win for Rodriguez. Yeah, on to the next. Moving on, we had Brad Tavares versus Chris Weidman. Weidman actually had a few moments in the second round. He could have even won the second. The thing was, the leg kicks that he was eating were terrible optics for the judges. He could barely walk. He almost got finished on a few occasions with leg kicks. Brad Tavares just doesn't have really the same finishing ability as he used to as he's getting older. Um, it's a big win as far as name value for Tavares, but Wyman's 39. The fact that you didn't get him out of there is a kind of a sign where you're at in your career as well. Um, it is what it is, though. Tavares got the win, and yeah, I think he should fight GM3 next. I think those two I think they would make for a great fight. Moving on, Marlon Chito Vera versus Pedro Munoz. Honestly, I thought Pedro Munoz at least banked around. He didn't bank around. The judges gave I think two of the judges or one of the judges gave Cheeto 30-27. I thought Cheeto could have won 30-27, but it was all optics. Past this, but the third round was all Cheeto. Cheeto beat up Pedro bad in the third round. Not like bad, but like decently bad. Pedro was tough though, showed how tough he is. And yeah, for some reason I didn't think Vera looked very confident tonight. His striking is so awkward. I don't know how he's gonna fare against the better guys in the division, but he's got the win, and yeah, um, especially with O'Malley winning, he definitely has a shot for the belt. He could have his first shot at the belt next. Moving on, but in reality, he's probably gonna fight Umar Nurmagomedov. Moving on, we have Damon Blackshear versus Mario Batista. So Damon Blackshear came out looking pretty good, showing good wrestling. But the thing was, he doesn't train at that high pace at a gym that's pretty, mid tier. It's an okay gym. It used to be a lot better, but he's a very talented guy, and he's at a gym that's not gonna help him. You know, Mario Batista's at a great gym right now. They're killing it. MMA Lab. They have a little bit something in the waters, so it makes their cardio really good. I wonder what it is, but yeah, good win for Mario Batista. He looked great, showed a very well-rounded game. Um, yeah, really, really high level stuff to watch tonight. It was a really, really good fight. Blackshear's a beast. But I think the next fight for Bautista should be Ricky Simone. I think that make the most sense. Moving on, we have Ian Machado Garry versus Neil Magny. Magny, like, what are you doing? Butt scooting, like you're so tough, but you're such a wimp at the same time. Guy butt scoots his way across the ring trying to act tough. Man, like, get up and either get TKO'd or try to, like, I don't know, do something. Like, it was actually pitiful. The referee I was more mad at than Garry, because Garry was too having too much fun out there being a showboater. In reality, he should have just put his foot on the gas the whole time and got Magny out of there. He was not in the same league as Garry, and Garry could have done whatever he wanted to him. Really, really unfortunate. Garry didn't let as loose as he could have. Magny not getting finished definitely prevented us from having a plus 20 unit day, but I'll take a 19 unit day any day. So great win for Garry as far as name value. But as far as the fight, you beat him up, showed some good skills, but that finish I think would have really set you over the top of these other contenders. Just because you're on a finishing streak as well, like Shavkat, and it'll be awesome. Anyways, moving on. We have no, I think did I say Garry? I think Garry should fight Sean Brady or Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I think that makes the most sense. Moving on, we have Weili Zhang. We had Weili Zhang taking on Oman and Lemos. Lemos showed great heart, great toughness, but she just didn't have the wrestling, and it's unfortunate because she's an impoverished part of Brazil. If she was in a better part I'm not saying Weili started out in a very she had to work for what she's got now, but if Lemos had the same circumstances, who knows? Maybe it would have been an even fight. But she didn't have the wrestling of Weili, and Weili even dropped her on one occasion. So it was a clean, unanimous decision win for Weili. Um, Dominant win. She's different level, different gravy. She has some holes. She has obviously the cardio is not like it's not terrible or bad even. It's just not her strongest. And like her boxing is always gonna need some work. So, but yeah, guys, great win for Wei Lee. As far as killing one of the boogie women in the division. But I think Suarez and Yao Nan are next in the division. I think Yao Nan is the most deserving. But if Yao Nan and Suarez give a fight for the number one spot, or either one of them get it, I wouldn't complain. But yeah, and still moving on. So this is a fight I regret not taking O'Malley as a prediction because I had a lot of money on him as a bet. I had a feeling that he would win. I just thought that the amount of guys that have been short guys that Sterling has fought was gonna catch up to him. He's not gonna be used to the footwork of being a taller guy, shorter, fighting a guy who's taller. O'Malley's quick. Knowing he was injured going into it makes it even more cool. Really, really awesome. Great win, 17-1. Um, Great win for Sean. Um, Nice. He baited him in. It was like some Connor-esque stuff. Man, beautiful win. He made me over 13 units. Can't ask for more, Sean. I'll forever be a fan of you for the beautiful moment you gave us today. I love Aljamain, but it's O'Malley's time. For right now. There's other killers in the division. I'm interested to see how O'Malley fares with them. But yeah, definitely Aljamain, I think, realized that he had his day in the sun, and he's gonna have to, make some real life choices if he wants to continue his career. Because he even said it, if he goes up to 145, he's gonna get his butt kicked by Volk. So I think the next fight for O'Malley should be Marab. I think that makes the most sense. I think he deserves the title shot. He could avenge his friend. I think the storyline's there. It really depends on what the UFC wants to do. Either they go Cheeto versus Marab, or they just give one of them the title shot. I'm guessing they do Cheeto Marab or Cheeto um, Magomedov. Somebody along that route. But yeah, good win for Sean. Went 9-3 on picks. Can't complain. Um, Cash over 19 units, 19.3 to be exact. Man, it's a good time to be alive right now. I'm near 90 units, and I'm sorry, not 99, almost 900 units on the year. Not almost there, but I just passed 800 and something, so it's a good time right now. I'm really excited for the future. I'm just gonna keep building, guys, and when I change my unit size again, it's gonna be game over. You already know. Just like when I did it the first time, you saw the difference of profit. You'll see the difference in profit when I change it again. Anyways, guys, 19 units ain't so bad. I'll catch you guys next time.